I'm not wearing that jacket today. Be proud of me. So I decided to do the Unpopular Opinions book tag because I ran out of other things to do besides the song, but that's not gonna happen quite yet because I still need to actually finish it. And I'm also planning to enter a story into the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards in like January, so I need to be editing that because if I don't get that entered, that could be bad. My life depends on that right now. Not like my life isn't like my actual life, but like my future and like my career kind of depends on that. I'm doing the Unpopular Opinions book tag. I was not tagged to do this, I just kind of decided to because I could. And I'm probably not going to tag anybody, but if you want to do it, go for it. I officially tag you. First question is, what is one popular book or series that you did not like or I did not like? And I chose Percy Jackson for this. The first book was amazing. The first book of all of Rick Riordan's series are amazing. I've loved all of his first books, but then the sequels just go on and on and on, and then he turns it into a series, and the whole series just goes on and on and on. And I forced myself through the entire Percy Jackson series hoping that there would be one redeeming quality, but the first book was like, that was it. It had a nice wrap up. It would have been a great standalone book. As a series, I don't approve. Second question is, what is a popular book or series that everybody else hates but you love? I chose the Selection series. It's not like the most hated series out there, let's put it that way. But a lot of people don't like it. It doesn't have very good ratings, but it's a good series. What is a popular book genre that you hardly ever reach for? For me, that's kind of fantasy. Like, I don't know, I enjoy a good fantasy, but like there's just some stuff that's so unrealistic, and the tendency with fantasy is that it kind of like veers off of the like emotional turmoil side of it and starts going down the adventure route, and I don't really care for the adventure route. Like, I'm much more of an emotional reader, so I'm not a fantasy person. I'm trying to think of like a fantasy book that I enjoyed. The Chronicles of Narnia was really good, I liked that. But I also had like the audio drama version of it, so I didn't actually read. I've never actually read the books. I just kind of listened to them a whole bunch of times, but it was like dramatic, so it was like watching a movie without the movie part. What is a popular or beloved character that you do not like? I decided on Kai from the Matched series, because I don't really have a lot of characters that I don't like that I would say are popular or beloved. I'm pretty much a fan of a lot of characters that I've read. I did not like him at all. He was okay during like the first book, but then like during the second and third book, I just started to get really irritated with him and the main character. It was Cassandra? It's either Cassia or Cassandra, and I can't remember which is kind of pathetic, but I read the series like 2 years ago, so I have an excuse. Who is a popular author that you just can't seem to get into? I was trying so hard to avoid duplicates in this tag, but I have to go with Rick Riordan again, because there's not any other author that I really like haven't been able to get into any of their works, except for Rick Riordan, and I can't do it. The first book is always so good too, and like you're expecting so much from the sequel, and then it's always a letdown. I feel so bad because like he's such a good author, he just can't write series. What is a popular book trope that you are tired of seeing? Most people usually say the love triangle, but I don't actually care that much about love triangles. My biggest like frustration probably, first of all, this isn't even really a frustration. I am a very non-picky reader. As long as there's emotion in the book, I'll probably read it and be happy. And it's appropriate. That's another rule. So this isn't really so much like super annoying as just like something that I'm not a huge fan of. But like, I feel like we've had so many female characters in the past that have been like the super like the image of girly and like they love pink and like they don't like to play sports and whatever, that now we're kind of like swinging the other way, and so now everybody's trying to write these characters that are like, oh, I do karate and I can like kill 10 men with one fist or something, and it's just like, really? Like, neither extreme is good. Just write realistic female characters, please, please. Write realistic characters as a general rule. What is a popular book or series that you have no interest in reading? I feel like this was kind of intended for people who like started a book and then like put it down and they're like, I'm not interested in this. I chose The Ender's Game for this. It always comes up under dystopian stuff, and like I am a huge dystopian fan as a general rule. I'm getting a little tired of it, but when it's well written, I'm a fan. But it always comes up under dystopian stuff. And I don't know, I've read the description so many times and it just doesn't appeal to me. I don't get it. So yeah, I might read it someday and be really impressed and have it end up becoming one of my favorite books, but right now it's just not something that I'd be like, oh, I want to read that, you know? What is a movie or TV show adaptation that you liked more than the book? This is a rare thing. And I only have one movie that I liked more than the book, I think, ever in the history of my reading. And it was The Fault in Our Stars. Up front, I hated The Fault in Our Stars. I really tried. I was expecting so much more out of that book. When my mom originally watched the movie, and I was like, no, this book stinks, I'm not watching the movie. And so she watched it by herself and she's like, oh, that was actually really good. And I caught like the last 5 minutes of it and I'm like, oh, that's actually a really good ending. So then we bought the movie, I believe, and we sat down and watched it together. I was impressed by it. I thought it was really good. In comparison with the book, it's a good movie, but in comparison with the book, like, it's way better. Bridge to Terabithia is another one. The book was good, but the movie was so much, I wouldn't say so much worse, but like so much worse in a good way. Like, the book, like, I was just kind of like emotionally like, oh, that was really sad. And then like the movie, I am sobbing every single time. I made the mistake of watching it like right before I had to leave one time, and so I had like 5 minutes to kind of like pull myself together and like grab everything I needed and run out of the door. It was awful. I was still crying in the car. So I believe that is it. If you do this tag, let me know and like leave a link to it in the comments because I would love to see what your guys' thoughts were. I'm sorry guys if I like was mad at one of your favorite books, but like please don't be mad at me. I would love to hear why you disagree with my opinions, but like friendly. I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching and I will see you tomorrow.